Aquarius, dealing with an Aquarius in your chart, cross-watcher, whatever brought you to this reading, there are no coincidences in the universe. There's a message here for you, and when you come across that message, take a nice deep breath, claim that for yourself, say yes to it. Welcome to this reading. This is a general reading for 21 till 31 August for the sign of Aquarius. Take it as it resonates with me, Adrian Nelson, your psychic tarot reader. What we're going to do is, I am going to, me and my spiritual team, I'm going to draw your oracle or your tarot cards, clarify, end of the oracle message, and at the end I'm going to recap all of it for you just to make sure you get all of the message, so stick around for that as well. All right, we are going to start off, Aquarius, by seeing what is your challenge for this 21 till 31 August period. What it is that, basically, if you get a better understanding of that, that can help you be more successful in life. Eight of Swords, overcompensating, overthinking, overanalyzing. This is a space where, especially in a challenge, where you see what you'd like to have, you see the vision, you see the dream, you see the possibility, you see everything and how amazing it can be, but that mind of yours is kind of going a mile a minute, where you're saying, okay, this is really great, that is really fantastic, but what if this goes wrong, and that 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 goes wrong? To a degree, that sort of came out for Virgo as well, so maybe you're dealing with a Virgo, got strong Virgo in your chart. You might want to take a look at the Virgo reading as well, but it refers to planning is good. I am all for planning, trust me, I'm all for planning. I like having my list, I like ticking off my things, it really makes me feel very sort of like accomplished when I do that. But you want to be very mindful of not overcompensating with everything, where you go like, well, what if there's an earthquake? Or, that sort of thing, be very mindful of that. What if there's a bee infestation? Which, all of those things are not impossible, but sometimes what happens is when you get into that space where you try to be super proactive, it's actually a way of stagnating without realizing it, because you feel that you are doing something, really, really positive. I'm doing the right thing, I'm being thorough. Again, nothing wrong with it, but just be mindful that you don't stagnate as a result of that. Okay. In actual fact, it might be a pattern of stagnation within, where you say, I can't do that until I figure this out, but maybe it's just a way of holding yourself back. As humans, we do that sometimes. Okay. Your strength at the moment and the direct influence on your strength. Can we get a click for Aquarius? Maybe you're dealing with a Cancer. I was going to say Cancer now. But also, sorry, before I show you the cards, with Cancer energy, you know that one card in tarot called the Chariot, which has got that number 7 energy. It's all about security and foundations, and it's got like a Cancerian energy. It's about powerfully moving forward. But it's the reason why you powerfully move forward, because sometimes in tarot people want to look at the pretty sides and not the full thing. And we do that in life sometimes, and it usually leads to a lot of tears and heartache and unnecessary pain, and even holding us back. But the energy with the Chariot, it is that energy where you take the time to do the inner exploration, to understand what is my potential for the greatest part of my life, but also what is my potential for really fucking up my life. And once you understand both of those, and you are clear that all of this is just potential, then you can consciously decide what your next step is going to be. So you don't run you sort of run your own life. You run the energy doesn't run you. All right. And that's beautiful, because that is what I see happening for you, because you're making this jump from laying around, blah, 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 let's say, for example, let's say you design something, a card or a poster or whatever, just making an example, or you're doing like a flower decoration or whatever, really, and we can sometimes really sit with the minutest of details, like, should I move this pebble here or there? Okay, now we move it. No, let's move it back. I don't know, let's move it this side. And even though I like paying attention to minute detail, I am also very aware of the fact that sometimes, when you go from minute detail to second detail, that you go into stagnation, and that is often a way of holding yourself back without realizing it, because you believe that you're doing the right thing. All right, so look at this, financial breakthroughs, and financial breakthroughs that are fueled from the ongoing positive work that you are doing within yourself. And when we do that beautiful positive work within ourselves, our energy keeps on rising. It goes to a more positive space, a more positive space, and a more positive space. So you can basically have breakthrough after breakthrough with finances, with opportunities. But I do see that I don't necessarily, it could be a financial injection that you get, but I feel more it's like you get an opportunity that really is a very golden sort of opportunity, and that leads to more success for you. All right. Of course, it requires that you maintain the energetic mindset that is, bringing that about for you. What has led you to this point? Being fed up of things not working out for you. A lot of self-forgiveness, a lot of introspection, a lot of healing, a lot of forgiveness of the self, a lot of forgiveness for others, and that has set you on a very positive path. And also, I feel that for a lot of you Aquarius, there was really the clarity that you got in how you are sabotaging your own life, how you are holding yourself back, how often because you like to help, helping others, you are actually not helping yourself, and we do that sometimes as human beings. Let's see what is the potential going forward for you. Of course, the past is making a comeback. And it's saying to you, ooh, you know what, Aquarius, why don't you give that a try? Why don't you give that person a try again? Why don't you give that energy a try? Yeah, maybe things didn't work out, but remember how good it was sometimes. And who knows, maybe this time it will be different. Don't listen to that. All right? That is your mind trying to take you back into a pattern that is not serving your highest good. I do, however, see you, I don't see too much of love happening here at the moment. I remember this is a general reading, so take it as it resonates. But I do see you taking more of the journey of the self, taking the hero's journey. You know the hero's journey? And if you don't, it might be a good thing for you to Google that. There's a beautiful book on that. There's a life-changing courses on that. Taking the hero's journey. Really, I feel going forward, taking some time for yourself, and that's highly recommended. Seeing what are the past things that used to sort of mess things up for me. So you might be going into a bit of a space there, Aquarius, quite a big space actually, where you are the leader, you are the one walking in front, maybe a lot of people starting to look towards you for direction. Could be directly or indirectly, take it as it resonates. But I do see, so the past coming back. Be careful of tiring yourself too much, taking on too much, exhausting yourself, because then we sometimes revert back to those patterns that are not serving us in the best positive way. I see some of those coming back, but I also see you saying like, that is a pattern, not going to do that, and then going forward into new ventures. There's a little bit of a warning here for you in your energy coming up, but we're gonna address that in clarification. So let's first clarify the recent past before we look at that warning that is coming up there for you for your immediate future potential. So I really like this. So just look at this. So you got the Ace of Wands in your recent past and the Ace of Pentacles in your current energy. So first opening emotionally, there was an emotional breakthrough, and because your emotions are of a more positive energy, a better serving energy, it brings the finances, because money especially reflects what's happening, within us. Possibility of marriage here for you, possibility of a high-level commitment, high-level connection. I wouldn't really, or in the recent past, I feel that for many of you, there is a space where you may have found love and realized that it's a beautiful connection, but it's not really time for it. Or what I also get from many of you is that you might have been in a romantic connection, could also be a very close friendship, family member, but that beautiful connection, I can see that some of you thought you're going to marry this person, you're going to be with this person, you're going to make it work. Come what may, I'm going to make it work. And I can see that there's that realization sort of like coming through in almost like that honest realization. What is it that I need, and is this really sort of in alignment with that? I do get for some of you the answer was no, or possibly not right now. And in the future energy, I do get almost like a repeat of that. But again, before we go to the future energy, we are first going to clarify your current space where you are at the moment. Could be dealing with a Pisces, maybe got strong Pisces in your chart, maybe just very much in your fields at the moment. Nothing wrong with being in your fields, nothing wrong with being in your emotions. Just be very mindful, Aquarius, that you don't get so into your emotions that you almost become like somebody who just wanders into the forest, goes and take a walk, not really being too mindful of what it is, and then, you know, you realize it's becoming dark, I should probably get back, and then you realize, oh, I'm lost. Be careful of getting so into the emotions like that, and especially when you've got a mind that likes to unpack things. You know, you can say, okay, so this is okay, but let me unpack this, let me understand this, let me see this, let me see that. Nothing wrong with any of that, but just be mindful of not sort of getting lost in that. Okay. Growing from strength to strength here, and I feel that you're in the space where you're sort of getting or realizing where you kind of go like, well, there's better for me, there's more for me, I deserve better, I deserve more, I'm worthy of more, you know. And I can see you, this is quite a beautiful balance between the heart and the mind, a beautiful yin-yang energy, divine balance between, you know, balance between the divine male and the divine feminine, which is incredible, because that always leads to incredible, beautiful, positive manifestation, because when your energy is balanced, then everything just works. Money, finances, career, health, love, everything just works. All right. Okay, so I can see considering possibly venturing into different directions. Very positive, this energy though. Maybe if these cards were just on their own initially and they weren't the clarifiers, I might have said like, you know what, Aquarius, you might want to pause there for a moment. But I feel you, even, you know, things are quite beautiful at the moment. Challenges, obviously, going forward with the challenges coming, bit of a road walking along. I still feel you being very clear about where you are heading and how you're going to get there. And understanding, and also being a reminder for you that everything in life is really just temporary, you know. Let's see what you have going forward. Okay, so, going forward, you want to know this. You want to know this, Aquarius. Somebody who might know you really, really well. I don't even feel it comes to much of a surprise, but it's still a disappointment because you might have hoped that they will sort of operate differently. They kind of come with their low vibing shenanigans back to you. Okay? That is something that you want to know. I do feel where this might be a person, doesn't have to be a romantic connection, but it's a familiar energy though. Maybe someone is away for a while, you thought you were done with it, come back, you know. And I do see you kind of like going like, no, not going to do that. And it's almost like a confirmation for you for how much you have grown. I remember that Eckhart Tolle in his book, A New Earth, which I probably read like 7 or 8 times. Every time I read, I get something new, and I always give them away. I love giving books away when I feel they will be helpful for someone else. And he says that if you believe yourself to be that enlightened, go stay a week with your parents, you know, and they will quickly make you realize what it is that you still need to work on. And I feel that you are getting that, which is really, really great. Just the one thing that you want to look out for, Aquarius, is that you don't go into a space where you overcompensate. Because, you know, you see what this person is doing, you're not falling for it again, but then be careful that you don't almost start building these walls around you to protect you from the possibility of that happening again. Okay, let's see what we've got in Oracle energy for you, my beautiful, beautiful Aquarius. And if that is helpful to you, that guidance, go ahead and like the video. Definitely subscribe to the channel, hit all notifications so you know when your love reading comes available next week, and also all the other readings for every other week after that. Passion and pleasure, a reminder that life is meant to be beautiful. Savor your life. Savor the gift of life. Something that I realized in my life and completely changed everything for me is that chances are that in about 50 years, I'm no longer going to be here. So what am I going to do with the remainder of my time on this planet? Now, as a person who really invested very strongly in living the worst of the worst that I possibly can, I decided to live on the positive side. And I invite you to do the same. Will life have no problems? Of course it's going to have problems. But you'll be better equipped to deal with it, because remember, the world is always going to happen. But depending on where you are in your mindset and that sort of thing, and within your relationship with yourself and your past and your traumas and everything that you went through, that will determine how you personally experience life. Okay, so quite a lot of beautiful work that you've done there in the past. Beautiful breakthrough in the present. Be very mindful of overthinking, overcompensating, overanalyzing, because, as I said before, that is a pattern that can step in for you. That is something that can hold you back. It's a very sexy way of self-sabotaging. Okay, very, very interesting way of self-sabotaging. Going forward, there will be a pattern that almost feels like a repeat. I do see you moving on from there. I see you growing from there. I see you going through it. I see your luck still expanding. But just be very mindful of overing, because almost like of a deeper fear that the past might repeat itself. All right. So that's what I got for you, beautiful Aquarius. I hope that it helps. If you are interested in deeper exploration of your energy potential, you are more than welcome to book a personal reading with me. If you are considering it, the details on how to do it is down below in the description. Also check out the link for my step-by-step tarot reading course, my free oracle card reading course, and most certainly give that guided regression hypnosis for releasing negative energy coming up on your screen right now. It will positively improve your life. Thank you for your time, your energy, your love, and your light, Aquarius. I'll see you next week. Bye.